What is going on, comic book gang? This is Jancy, aka Year of the Collector, with another comic book breakdown. This time, we're gonna talk about One World Under Doom. Doom is wisdom, Doom is power, Doom is prosperity, and only Doom can save us. I'm sorry, but I can't believe how nice Ryan North cooked up this first issue on this comic book crossover. There's a bunch of threads pulled together to concoct this story. And no, none of these crazy things came out of nowhere. From the Dinosaur Doom, to Sorcerer Supreme Doom, to Latveria being sealed off from the world, Dr. Doom also mentions in passing how he killed the Red Skull. Trust me, that didn't just happen off panel. All of these elements have been out there for a while, just waiting to be tapped into. So props to the editors along with the writer for the cohesiveness in the Marvel Universe right now. Let's go over some of those events that led up to One World Under Doom. Beginning with Fantastic Four number 13. The Fantastic Four traveled to the convergent dinosaur reality where they met their Jurassic counterparts. If Marvel's first family had dino versions of themselves, you could bet your bottom dollar that Victor Von Doom also had his own. For a while, both Dooms worked together, united by the same ambitions, taking down the Fantastic Four. The alliance, however, was short-lived. The simple question of who was going to rule once the FF were out of the way was the catalyst that sparked a fight between the Dooms. Their egos were equal in size, and neither was willing to be subjugated by the other. They ended up turning on each other while the Fantastic Four made their escape. That was the last time the family saw either of those Dooms. Following that, we had Thunderbolts number 4. Led by Bucky Barnes, aka Revolution, the Thunderbolts traveled to Latveria in search of Johann Schmidt, the Red Skull. Yes, Bucky Barnes goes now by Revolution, don't think about it too much. The Red Skull was sending clones of himself to do his bidding while he was hiding in a bunker in Latveria. Johann was completely off grid. Not even Latveria's ruler knew he had the Red Skull as a guest. When the Thunderbolts were approaching Latveria, they tried alerting Doom of Red Skull's presence in his own backyard, but he refused to believe anyone could sneak into his kingdom without his knowledge and, more important, his approval. With that being said, Doom issued a fair warning to the Thunderbolts. If he found them in Latveria, he would strike them with all his might. Regardless of the risks, Revolution led the Thunderbolts into a confrontation with Red Skull in Latverian soil. When Doom inevitably showed up to strike the defiant Thunderbolts, they got out of dodge, and it was the Red Skull on the receiving end of Doom's ire. That's how Doom killed Johann Schmidt. Like I said, it didn't just happen off panel. Following that, we had Blood Hunt number 5. Victor Von Doom tricked, and I'm using air quotes here, he tricked Doctor Strange into surrendering his Sorcerer Supreme position to Doom in order to stop the Blood Hunt. Strange felt compelled to give in to Victor's proposal since he was physically unavailable. How did that happen? Well, the problem was Blade. Yes, Blade was possessed by this ancient vampire entity called Vernae. Blade did the unthinkable and took down the Avengers with the help of the Blood Coven. Bloodstorm, Cruel, Damascene, Megrin, Smoke Eater, and Unusual. After Blade took down the Avengers, he went to pay a visit to his old friend Strange, who was doing research to find a way to stop the Blood Hunt. Blade's whole situation was unknown to Strange. You see, Strange had no reason to distrust Blade at this moment. They go way back in comics. They've been in a vampire fight or two before, so Steven had no reason to be suspicious of Blade. That's when the unthinkable happened. Out of nowhere, Blade literally stabbed him in the back. Strange didn't quite die. Instead, he was floating around in his ancestral form, ghost form, whatever it's called. It stopped Stephen Strange from tapping fully into his Sorcerer Supreme powers, hence why he surrendered his position to Doctor Doom. Problem was, this was supposed to be temporary, and this deal completely relied on Doom's scout's honor to return it back when the Blood Hunt was over, which of course we know he did not do. Then we have the Avengers number 19. So I guess you're still wondering why Doctor Doom decided to promote himself to ruler of the world. Why is the world under Doom's control currently? Well, those questions can be answered here by the Avengers. This latest chapter of the Avengers versus Doctor Doom took place in Afghanistan land. First of all, Doom summoning the Avengers to Afghanistan was wild, specifically because he called it the land of fallen empires, which, if you know your history, you'd understand the accuracy of this statement. Rather than an actual all-out brawl with the heroes, Doctor Doom just wanted to have a debate of sorts. The good doctor wanted to get to know them better. If the Avengers could have conquered the world by a force, let's say, and bring peace and stability to everyone, why they haven't done so? From the get-go, let's just be honest here, Doctor Doom was giving me subredditor vibes. I bet Doctor Doom is chronically online posting comments like Batman should kill or Injustice Superman was justified. Straight loser behavior from Doctor Doom. He proceeded to give the Avengers visions of a world where the Avengers took control of the lives of all people all over the world. Sam Wilson as Captain World instead of Captain America. Captain Marvel leading the planet as a force to be reckoned with on the galactic stage. Iron Man putting an end to all wars. Storm as the savior of all mutant kind, Vision finally eliminating the threat of Ultron for good, and the Scarlet Witch as the people's champion against corporate interests that oppress the people. All of those sound good, right? The Avengers finally on top. Everything and everyone is saved. Close shop, Marvel. No need to write anything else after that, right? No worries. That's not gonna happen. None of those visions persuaded anyone to concede Doctor Doom's point, especially Tony, and how he explained that achieving said world domination, millions would have to perish. What would be left over? Right? The difference between Doom's logic and the Avengers is that they don't see themselves as wannabe rulers. They strive to be heroes, while he strives to be a dictator. That's why his logic doesn't hold up. Sorry if I'm rambling here, but it needs to be said. Peace, stability, end of hunger, universal healthcare, etc. All those sound amazing until the person ruling over everyone, in this scenario that would be Victor Von Doom. All is great until he decides unilaterally that the world doesn't need you, your family, your country, or your history. Poof, just like that, you're gone for the greater good, quote unquote. Doom's argument comes from the position of power. If he has all that power, he deemed himself responsible to force his will over everyone. Basically, the Avengers never have placed themselves above Earth's population because they are afraid of said power. That's Doom's argument here. But if you know Doom, he's never afraid to be great. So he ended the little scrimmage with the Avengers and took his leave. Not sure why, but Tony had a feeling they weren't able to change his mind. Back to the present time and the One World Under Doom special. It's insane to think the Avengers get caught with their pens down twice in the same day, especially when you take into account the amount of brain power there was put together to confront Doom, and it just wasn't enough. They head to Latveria to stop Doom, and they were not just late, but misdirected. Then, when they tried exposing Doom for using a Doombot to impersonate Baron Zemo, it also backfired on them. Goes to show, Doom really took advantage of those 6 months of isolation that he had to plan all of this. With that being said, I can't see how the Avengers can outsmart Doom on this one. It seems he has added the ultimate weapon to his arsenal. Prep time. What will Doom do next? We'll find out in this exciting crossover event. I think it's about 32 issues. Pretty big event if you ask me. As far as the art goes, it was really nice. There were some splash pages that were really memorable, like Sue's invisible plane, or Doom addressing the United Nations, or Doom arriving in his valiant steed. Loved all of that. And that is it for right now. I believe that gets you caught up with everything that led up to this event. Now you can jump into One World Under Doom and just enjoy this insane crossover story. And with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. You have a blessed day, and remember to read more comics.